is a Ford Escort. Listen to it go! Back in the 70s, the barriers between your happy shopper and motorsport were paper thin. Into rallying, you'll have heard of the BDA engine. Back in the 70s, Ford asked Cosworth to develop them a new 1.6 litre sports engine for the Escort RS 1600. BDA stood for belt drive and A because it was the first of its type. This is the BDG. Development continued. This was then a 2 litre, now runs on a modern ECU with throttle bodies, fuel injection, and the small matter of 250 horsepower at 9,000 RPM.
It is a blast to drive with an engine that feels as tough as it sounds. That ultra distinctive induction that ideally needs to be accompanied by the shock blast of gravel on its underside. The hunger for revs, throttle response and immediacy are astonishing.
It's full on. I mean, properly, genuinely full on. This is a tarmac rally car. Short geared, absolutely enthralling, and with just an epic engine up front, but so much noise and fury and vibration.
You sit upright, as you should, it's a rally car. Grab gears, grab it by the scruff and hurl it about. It revels in punishment and abuse. You get the feeling it would be one of those cars where something would only go wrong when it was driven gently. But you'd never do that, because the Take No Prisoners Escort is one of the most addictive driving experiences around.
It's the work of MST Cars, who were a rally parts supplier until they worked out they had all the parts needed to build a car from scratch. So that's why this wears a new number plate. It is new from the ground up, doesn't use an old chassis or any other old bits. Oh my God, around corners, this front end is so sharp and the back end's just slightly soft, it rolls, you can tell it wants to roll into oversteer.
The steering is fast, sharp and accurate, and traction from those fat back tyres is fantastic. But at the same time, I've never driven another car that can be provoked into oversteer more readily, or was happier when driven with a bit of angle.
Oh, it's absolutely irresistible, this car. It's so accurate, you barely use any steering at all. And talk about a car being in its natural environment. This, blasting through woodland, even on tarmac, just feels so right. So right. Those little mini light wheels paddling the ground for all they're worth. And special mention for this gearbox, which is so tight, it's like it's got an open metal gate, because you just can't get it wrong, you can't miss shift. I know there's plenty of other options for £100,000, but for pure driving enjoyment? Come on!
What I love about rallying is that they just want everything to be simple, tough and predictable. It just needs to work. There's a few parts in here you'd never have found on an Escort in period. The ignition barrel comes from a Renault. The column stalk is from a Mercedes Sprinter van. There's full adaptive tractive suspension with a screen so you can increase or decrease the suspension stiffness. It's even got Bluetooth in it.
But I love how pure and simple this interior is. The care and attention that's clearly gone into it. And that's true everywhere. So let's pull over, because I want to show you under the bonnet.
Check this out. I need to show you under the bonnet of this. Open up the old motorsport catches. Right. Oh, look at how clean it is, how immaculate, how beautifully labelled it is. And that engine as a centrepiece is stunning. 250 horsepower, 4-cylinder, pushing along 950 kilos. I reckon that's a sweet spot. But MST, if you really want more, will fit a 350 horsepower Millington Diamond engine, and you can lose more weight because this is a steel-bodied car and that's quite a heavy bonnet. MST do a carbon-bodied version which saves about 100 kilos.